All right, to Illinois, 14 candidates vying for President Obama's Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel's House seat in Illinois. One of them thinks bubbles, and blaming President Bush can do the trick nicely.
Underwater. That's where a lot of us are financially, thanks to the Bush administration and greed on Wall Street. But I can do something about it. I'm an expert in economics, not a professional politician. I can help taxpayers like your family and mine recover our investments. Go to WheelanForCongress.com to find out how you can help.
All righty, joining me now, the very dry Charles Wheelan, the Democratic House candidate in Illinois. Well, I got to give you credit. It is a way to make you stand out in the crowd. Thing.
Because I think it's the best example of how people feel. They're suffocated by what's going on. And when you watch that, you get that sense, that oppressive sense that I just need a breath of fresh air. So it's a great way to symbolize the way so many families, including ours, are feeling given what's going on with the economy.
All right, now I notice out of the blue you throw President Bush into that. You realize he's out of office now, right?
He is out of office, and to be honest, there are probably a long list of people we could blame, but I think the most important thing is to emphasize that the economy is at the top of people's minds here in the 5th District, and that I'm an economics person who can deal with it, and to try and distance myself from the other candidates who are all kind of the traditional local politicians.
All right, so you're an economics guy. Do you think there's good sense economically to spending a lot of money to spur growth in the economy, that so-called Keynesian view? Do you buy that?
I do buy it. And the reason I buy it is that most of the time with markets, doing nothing is a pretty good approach. If the price of gasoline goes up, you'll use less of it, I'll use less of it, someone will supply more of it. It will fix itself, and so politicians should just stand still. There's a tiny proportion of times when you get these negative feedback loops. When your house goes into foreclosure, the bank takes a loss, they can't loan me any money, I lay people off, they're foreclosure, and we're right back in that cycle. So the way to break that cycle is usually through monetary policy. We seem to have hit bottom there, and so we need to spend on productive things that we should spend money on anyway.
Well, as you know, Professor, and you're an economics guy, there are a lot of people who are questioning whether funding honeybee research or water parks in Miami, or building a health center and a career center in various parts of the country is going to do that. Are you concerned that maybe with the best of intentions, Democrats are botching it?
Absolutely. I think the best thing we could do would be to do it smarter. It's one of the reasons I would like to be involved in the process, is I buy into the idea of a stimulus, but I think basically we need a better process for prioritizing projects. I'd like to spend it on transportation, but I'd like to do it by identifying goals. We need to fix traffic congestion, improve air quality, and let's score every project.
They're not doing that, Charles. What bothers me, and this is a rap on the left and the right, is when either party gets in power, they have their priorities and their pork, and away they run with it. And now we've got a lot of pork in this, and everyone says, well, you'd ignore the pork. But there's so much damn pork, you can't ignore it, right?
No, you can't. And I think the way to fix it is not to look at every bill and say this is pork laden. It's to fix the process. And I think the spending process is broken. That basically you got to start, here's what we're trying to do. Does the package do that? And if not, no.
All right, we'll follow your campaign closely. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.